737 AM 990 KWAM. It's Memphis this morning, Tuesday morning, May the 3rd. Well, it's Tuesday morning, so let's talk growth with Triumph Bank. Here's your host, as always, George Bryant.
Thank you, John, and welcome to Tuesdays. Great Tuesdays when we get to talk about growth from Let's Talk Growth with Triumph Bank, and our host, Tracy Strickland, who has the money jacket on today. Nice and green.
Good morning. My green jacket on, yes. And after all the rain we had, the storms, and the wind. Oh, my God, the wind on Saturday morning. I had all these winds in my yard.
Weekend of weather, huh?
So we had a fantastic music fest, which we love being sponsors to help Memphis in May. What would we do in Memphis without Memphis in May?
Oh, absolutely. It is so good, and it's really the kickoff, and now we have a whole month of some great culture too. That don't forget about that.
Oh, I know. Cool we sponsored the Beale Street Music Fest print. We've done that for the past couple of years, and now to replace Sunset Symphony at the very end of the month instead of that on that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, we're having 901 Fest. So we'll probably keep talking about that. We're going to be a big sponsor of that, and it's going to be all things Memphis. And since we're a local community bank, we want to be there. See, that's what's
really good. You guys are behind what you talk about, is that you are involved in the community in such a great way. And we love it. You also have a special guest here today.
We do. I'm really excited. I know a couple weeks ago we brought in our new chief banking officer, and when Catherine was here last week, we talked about how our team is growing, and that is the perfect lead in to our guest, who is our brand new commercial banker to Triumph. He's our first vice president of commercial banking, and his name is Jeffrey Strunk, and I'm so excited he's here this morning.
Glad to be here.
Hey, Jeffrey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jeffrey has got a great story. I know what I really love about it is Jeffrey started as a teller and worked through college. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
I've pretty much done everything you can do in a bank. I started as a teller in college. I've been a branch manager, been a retail banker, been in operations, found my calling in commercial banking. So it does give me, I think, an edge on maybe some competitors that's been all through the banking world.
Oh, absolutely.
To sort of know, what our customers need.
So you're working in commercial banking, and that involves businesses. Right. Tell me a little bit about your customers and how you handle them. And
I try to, of course, you want to make sure you take care of them, but even when they don't necessarily have a need, I try to always be in contact with them. I try to, at least talk to them once a quarter, just to make sure that they're, still, everything's going well, and take them to lunch, do whatever, just to make sure they know that we're there for them. So.
What do you find personally is the biggest challenge of small businesses today, and how you help them?
I would say it's very competitive out there. Sometimes cash flow issues can come up. We're just there to make sure that their cycle of business flows constantly. Yep. So if that's what banks are for, to make sure they can get done what they need to get done. So.
I know that helps a lot for me. Personally, I know how that is, and having someone who is personally involved like you are is a great benefit. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jeffrey a little bit more about today's banking and how everything is a little bit different at Triumph Bank, with customer service and real involved in the community. You're listening to Let's Talk Growth on AM 990.
Well, we continue this morning. Let's talk growth with Triumph Bank. Tracy and everyone here. And here's your host, George Bryant.
Welcome back. And Tracy, good to have you back in the studios. We're talking growth at Triumph Bank.
And I'm so glad Jeffrey's here, too. I mean, it was so interesting. He went to University of North Carolina, which is one of the greatest schools, I think, and most beautiful campuses. And, of course, I went to Rhodes, so I'm a little biased about how beautiful
not bad there.
Not too shabby, but I'm so glad that he came to Memphis. And I want him to talk about why he came to Memphis. But I love, the fact that he's worn a lot of hats in banking. I think that helps him care for his customers even more, because I think he understands what the whole process is.
Absolutely.
What happens on the operation side and everything, and how he can help and work with our team for that too.
Yeah, I mean, when I started in banking, I get 1997. I was a teller while I was in college. The teller line was out the door every Friday, and now banking's totally changed. I mean, most people do their banking online now. They have direct deposit, so. Like Tracy was saying, you've got to make sure that you keep in touch with your customers because they don't come into the
and that's an interesting fact, because if they're not having to come in to make deposits and do their banking, they're doing it online. Right. You could become strangers.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And what drew me to Triumph, I mean, I just, like Tracy was saying, and I'm not from Memphis, but I really like living here. It's a Memphis bank headquartered here. Will Chase, our CEO, is great. Yeah. Britt, our banking executive, is he interviewed me and we clicked right off the bat. So it's been a great marriage so far, and I look forward to moving on with Triumph.
Well, your team at the top have created a great culture in the bank, and I think that's everybody that's come through here, you can tell that, and there's a passion, and
we want to have people with that attitude, that positive attitude, and you always pick those people that make you feel more uplifted or excited about things when you're around them. And every time, I haven't spent a ton of time since Jeffrey just started, but every time I have fun with him, and I love talking with him, and I can see how much he cares about what he does, and I know he does that with his customers.
Yeah, and there's so many banks in Shelby County. I mean, golly, it's probably 50, and it's really rewarding to be working for a bank that's Memphis-based, because that the customers, credit decisions are made here, so that. Like I said, that's what really drew me to the bank.
Yeah, I think that's it's a really cool bank, but it's an exciting time in Memphis too, and you're right there in at the helm of the growth.
Right. No, you're exactly right, and Memphis is just there's just so much going on here. I think maybe some of the people that maybe grew up here don't appreciate it as much maybe as I would, because I moved here.
Right.
And it's just there's always something going on. I think there's a great potential for the city. And we just got to keep moving forward.
So when you look through the, your crystal glass, what do you think that Memphis is ready for a big boom, or has it already happened?
I think it's we're right on the cusp. There's a lot of good projects, and of course the Bass Pro Shop thing downtown. Just a lot of different things going on. Midtown's booming.
Absolutely.
East Memphis is growing. So I think Memphis is got a lot of potential.
Good time to be here.
2 Saturdays ago, when we sponsored that Walking as One with the Church Health Center, and we were down there at their wellness center on Union. Actually got to talk with Scott Morris, who's the director. He's just an amazing man from Memphis, and of course he's a major person in that Crosstown Arts, the whole Sears Crosstown building that they're renovating. That he
that
said,
Sears Crosstown building's
oh my God!
Huge.
So next year they're not only closing their small Peabody office, but they're moving that entire wellness center over there too. So I think they're taking over 100,000 square feet of this. I'm hoping that we'll be able to take a tour over there, and that's another thing that's just.
It just, again, shows you the demand is growing, and it's a really cool, what I think is smart growth. Some really well thought out projects are happening. Right. Let's talk growth with Triumph Bank. In the studio today, we have special guest Jeffrey Strunk he's the first VP for commercial banking. Exciting right now, Triumph Bank. You need to check out their website, triumphbank.com, or give them a call at 333-8800. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Let's Talk Growth.
AM 990, KWAM. It's Memphis this morning. Rolling on now with Let's Talk Growth with Triumph Bank. Tracy and the gang's here. Is your host, George Bryant.
Thank you, John, and welcome back to a special segment we do every Tuesday, Let's Talk Growth with Triumph Bank, and our host, Tracy Strickland, and her special guest in the studio today, Jeffrey Strunk, first VP of Commercial Banking, and Triumph Bank is celebrating their 10th anniversary in a big way. Woo-hoo! Tracy, woohoo!
I know, we were talking last Tuesday that we had our annual shareholder event, and we always make it very nice to celebrate our shareholders and update them on what's gone on. But this one was a little bit more special because we did get to celebrate our first 10 years, our decade of growth, we call it. So we had a really great event at Chickasaw Country Club to celebrate our shareholders. And we will have Will Chase, our CEO, in here for another segment in about 2 weeks.
Great.
And we'll really talk about what's really happened and how he's seen us grow in the past 10 years. But, having Jeffrey here, it reminds me of my past career when I was really working with customers and clients hand in hand, and being able to care for their every need and be their one-stop, call if you have anything financial to call them. And so Jeffrey and I were talking last week, and, he said, a lot of commercial bankers, they'll deal with the big businesses or, the more important clients, you might say. But he is like literally the full service guy. So no matter if you need that loan, he'll take care of that. But no matter what other little request, it could be, I need to open up a checking account, and they don't feel like they should bother Jeffrey. They should just go into the branch and say, no. Make everything come through me, and I'll make sure it's taken care of. So I wanted Jeffrey to talk about that a little bit, about who he mainly loves to take care of the most as far as his niche. I try to take full ownership with the relationship. Obviously commercial banking is my number one job, but I feel like, if you need to come and do some type of retail business, if you need a equity line of credit or whatever, I want to take care of you. You can reach me at 901-282-9979. Also, my email address is jeffrey.strunk@triumphbank.com. I do anything from commercial real estate, C&I business, rental property. I've done it all.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Love to meet some folks here and take care of you. So feel free to call me.
Yep.
Another interesting thing is about the things that you enjoy about Memphis, and and what brought you here, and so talk to me a little bit of what you like to do to have fun.
Memphis is awesome.
It is.
And I go to shows at the Orpheum. I go to Grizzly games. Go to Memphis Tiger football. Went to Memphis in May this past weekend. Beale Street Music Fest. Weezer was my favorite.
Yeah.
If you can't find something fun to do in Memphis, that's your
problem. Isn't that true? Yeah, man, that is so true.
So I've really enjoyed living and working here. It's
great restaurants. Are you about tired of barbecue yet?
No.
It's just time to gear up for the barbecue.
Barbecue's a little different here than North Carolina barbecue, but I do like it. The restaurants, like you said, are great. It's just really enjoyed living and working here. So.
Yeah, it's great, and you've got a bank that's really embraced the community, and I really like all the outreach you guys do. Tracy, y'all do a great job
Jeffrey's
with that.
Just dived in. He tries to attend almost everything we do, and he's just a perfect team player. We're thrilled to have him part of our team.
And you guys have, I do want to talk about, because your website is so good, triumphbank.com. You need to check that out. And then also the locations.
Right. We're at Poplar T40. That's where Jeffrey is, right down the street from here, right by the Starbucks, the Nothing Bundt Cakes, and the Olive Garden. We're also in Germantown, across from Saddle Creek Mall in West Farmington, out in Collierville on Poplar, and then on Airline Road in Arlington. So
fabulous bank. You guys need to check them out. Triumph Bank, triumphbank.com. You can call them at 333-8800. Jeffrey, what's your number again?
901-282-9979.
There you go. Give him a call. He's the man. He's got some money waiting for you guys.
That'll be your financial counselor.
I really enjoyed being here today.
Thank you very much. Let's talk growth. Tracy, always great to have you in. We'll be back next Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Right here on AM 990.